Have you had a setback in your life? Maybe you have been rescued. Hello, dear friend. I don't know if you like toast, but I do. Especially if it was like this every morning, I could eat it every morning. But then it comes back as belly, calories, weight. Now, it's not about that. What I'm going to talk about today is called the burnt toast theory. It's an interesting idea that will help us to look at many of the things that go wrong in our daily lives in a different way. It's very simple, but I think it's useful. Now, you get up in the morning, you're in a hurry, you're going to work. You put toast in the toaster with all kinds of toppings. Just then, while you were waiting for the toast, your phone rang. Something important came up while you were on the phone. The conversation went on for a few minutes. Suddenly, you realize you forgot the toast. And how do you know? You smell something burning. You go, and the toast is really charred. You have to prepare the same toast again, and that makes you a bit late, about 10 to 15 minutes. Now here you are cursing inside, saying that there have been setbacks, but there is something interesting. The burnt toast theory says, these kinds of setbacks can perhaps protect us from much bigger accidents. Yes, there is an interesting side to this. For example, let's say you worked on that toast for another 15 minutes. You left the house late. Maybe it could have saved you from a major accident. Maybe it could have saved you from a major problem. When we experience some setbacks in our lives, we get very angry. But when we think about these setbacks in the big picture, we can realize that they make great contributions to our lives. It's not a scientific thing, but instead of getting angry about things that are out of our control in life, instead of being filled with rage, which really affects our psychology negatively, such a perspective can help us to be more at peace with life and events. So, where else can the burnt toast theory apply? For example, in a relationship, you really want to continue, but the other person wants to break up. Or somehow you find out that the other person is cheating, and you have to break up even though you really love them. You think to yourself, oh, what a great relationship we had. I wish it had continued. But then you realize that he is marrying the person he cheated on you with. He cheats on that person too. Maybe he causes serious harm to them, physically or psychologically. What seems like a very bad thing to you at that moment can actually be an incredibly contributing event when you think about the big picture of your life. You get fired or have to quit your job when you least expect it. And at that moment you say, what am I going to do? I'm unemployed. I'm ruined. I can't make a living. I experienced this during the pandemic. At that moment, I was under a loan debt. And then the pandemic broke out. I said, we are ruined. We are finished. But the pandemic transformed everything for me in a positive way. At that moment, maybe you feel sad because you lost your job, but suddenly your radar opens up. Maybe you can find a job that is much stronger than your previous job, that will benefit you a lot, that pays twice as much. If I hadn't left your previous job, you wouldn't have found this one. Maybe you are planning a vacation with your friends, but at the last minute, the vacation plan is ruined because someone messed it up. Maybe because of technical glitches, or maybe you just can't go. But if you had gone on vacation, maybe your friendships would have been ruined. Maybe you would have seen things you didn't want to see. Or maybe you would have had an accident at that moment. Then you would have gone back to a lot of stress with what you went on as a vacation. So the point of this is that everything happens for a reason. If we no longer have control over an event, instead of saying, why did it happen? Instead of saying, this is probably something that was meant to happen, I have to go on with my life the best I can right now. Let's see what it brings. Will it bring good or bad? We interpret it with that momentary anger, with a lot of anger, but such events can really lead to very different, beautiful things afterwards. The best part of this, as I said at the beginning, is that we can make peace with life. We interpret life from a narcissistic point of view. We think everything will happen the way we want it to happen. Everything will happen when we want it to happen. But such events show that it is out of our control. When you accept this, you are in a more pleasant, more peaceful place. One day, we are rushing to the airport. Don't look, I look so calm, but I'm not like that at all. And we miss the plane. At the last minute, I was struggling. Oh God, we missed it. There was a brother with me, he said, so he had to run away. So maybe it will lead to completely different issues and beauties. We actually generated so many ideas together. At that moment, we spent 5 to 6 hours together with that person. I said, I'm glad we missed that plane. I mean, I was very stressed at that moment, but then I personally tested in my own life that there was no point in getting angry, that the event that seemed to be negative was a gift. As a result, we can always encounter burnt toast in life. Before you get angry at the burnt toast, take a step back, take a breath. Maybe it was meant to be, and move on. If you focus on what you can afford, you will be a much more peaceful person. Dear friend, don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe if you are not subscribed to this channel. These are important technical factors that make this video reach more of you. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you very much for listening to me. Be very good to yourself. See you soon. Goodbye.